Oh, hello there, friends. This is Kristen and Joyce with Softlex Company, and we'll be live in just another minute. Hey, Joyce, are you ready? Go ahead and unmute yourself when you're ready.
Unmuting would help a lot. Hello, I am ready.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. All right, we're going to go ahead and say hi.
Hello.
Welcome to the TGBE, the Great Bead Extravaganza Fall Fest 2025. This is our 5-year anniversary show. Oh my goodness.
So crazy.
so crazy.
Where did the time go? It seems like
Right?
we just started this, right?
I mean, the time went to creating wonderful, beautiful things with all of our friends, didn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely 100%.
So we're so excited to be here. We've got lots of fun things to share with you. I'm going to be creating from our TGBE kit, the Black Brilliance, and Joyce is going to be creating with some of our craft wire and new beads and buttons that we brought in to the shop at softflexcompany.com this week. And just let's start with telling you guys a little bit about us. So if you've been around since the beginning, oh my gosh, how amazing. Thanks for being here and thanks for your loyalty. And if you're brand new to the Great Bead Extravaganza and to Softlex Company, we welcome you. We're so excited to have you here. And so Softlex Company is a beading wire manufacturer. We also create a line of craft wire, and we do mystery kits every month. We also do special kits for special events like this one. We've been around since the early 90s. It was started by a designer, Mike Sherman. He was a jewelry designer and wanted a better stringing product for his own jewelry designs that were gallery quality. And he was having some issues with things breaking. And so he decided to create his own beading wire formula. Him and Scott have been the owners of the company, co-owners of the company since the very beginning. And we are just so happy to continue to share wonderful new beading wire, craft wire, jewelry making products with you and to keep inspiring, educating, and creating this wonderful community together. I've been with Softlex Company for 22 years. I started out, it's a long time. All of
love
a
it.
sudden, I can't hear you, Joyce.
Oh, I
Oh,
might
there
have
you
been
are.
just,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I think I just whispered it.
Okay, good. I saw you mouthing it and I was like, I don't see any word. I don't hear any words.
I was just like, wow, that's a long time. I didn't realize.
So I've been with Softlex Company for 22 years. I started out as their print graphic designer. I moved into doing web work and all sorts of digital marketing. And I would teach demos at trade shows back when we did those things. And little by little, I have gotten more and more in front of the camera, doing lots of education and content creation. I have my own series of jewelry making tutorials that's on Mondays at 1 p.m. Pacific time. I have over 300 videos that I've done just by myself in that series. And
Woo!
then we also do all of these fun events multiple times throughout the years. And we have beading parties with other guest designers. And Joyce, you came on a few years ago, but Joyce actually had her own bead shop for a really long time before then. So tell everybody a little bit about your story.
Yes. I now have been working with Softflix for about 2.5 years, but before that, my family and I ran a brick and mortar bead store, and I was using the late 90s is when I was introduced to Softflex beading wire, and it just transformed my beading, because I was just doing it for myself and I was like selling some jewelry. And then when my family decided to open up a bead shop, I was like, well, we're carrying Softflex, especially since I'm from the Bay Area, near just an hour and a half, depending on the traffic, away from Softflex. In Sonoma. And I was like, oh, this is the product. And I've been using it since then, and I love it. And I've been on as a guest a couple times for Just Beat It, before I started working, but now I've been at our bead shop. I taught classes, and I've taught classes through adult ed in our school district here in Mount Diablo School District, and I just love it. I love making things and teaching things to people, and the inspiration of the bead. I love the bead community. That is what drives me. Is our bead community is amazing. Whether it's in person or virtually like this, we've always had such great people, and that keeps me going.
It's so true. I do think that we've got the best community on the internet, as Candy Cooper likes to say, because everybody here is just so awesome. We love hanging out with all of you. We love seeing your notes in the chat and questions that you have, and how wonderful you guys are talking to each other as well as to us. So thanks for all the love. And this weekend, when you're watching everybody, just be kind, ask questions, but also know that we have a lot to fill in an hour. So if we don't get to your question and we miss it somehow, just reach out to all the companies individually when you've got something to ask, because everyone is just so generous and so lovely and happy to help. Be sure to like our videos, heart our videos, subscribe to everyone's YouTube channels, and just let's have a great weekend. We put this all on for free. We put the whole event on just volunteer basis to be here on our weekend to share and show things. And the way you can show support is by liking, by commenting, by sharing, and by shopping in our shop. So thank you all so very much. Emily is asking, is your brick and mortar store still up and running, Joyce?
Unfortunately, it is not. We did get hit by the whole thing, and we did have to. We've also since then have had some family things, since it was a family owned run business. We had to just deal with a lot of personal things and the global things, and we just had to shut it. But I'm here. I'm still in the bead community because and
we're so happy to have you here. Yeah, it's been so lovely to have Joyce join us and still be able to be here making things, sharing things, and connecting with all of you. All right, so let's get to it. Let's show you some of the things we've got going on. I'm going to start with our offers over at softflexcompany.com. So we've got a fabulous deal where you can get 15% off of your order of $39 or more with the coupon code TGBE15. This is not valid with any other order discounts, and our sale runs through Tuesday, October 21st. You shop at softflexcompany.com. If you do get your order above $89 subtotal, you'll also be able to choose free shipping in the US, so you can kind of double those together. And we also have a free, we're calling a little bracelet kit. Doorbell, of course.
We're all human. It's great.
So we've got a free bracelet kit here that with that you get with every order while supplies last. No coupon needed for that, and it's good for retail and designer orders. So my dogs are going to bark for a bit. So Joyce, maybe you can take it away.
All right.
We will take a look at your bead mat first, and then we'll come back to mine.
Absolutely. Well, I do have our nice Black Brilliance design kit. That is our TGBE design kit that Kristen's going to be opening up and revealing to you. I am playing with the fabulous crystals that we have put up on our website recently. We have like a couple different sizes, a lot of like really fun. This is a fun shape and some really nice dark fall spooky holiday like colors. And then we had 4 buttons that came onto our website. So I got inspired to use everything. Okay, I didn't use all 6 colors of the crystals. I'm only using 2 in the large and 2 in the small, and I'll go over what those are. You can find them at our softflexcompany.com right now. And then also these 4 new buttons. What I have started to design, I started this back yesterday on my Spill the Beads, because I do Spill the Beads on Fridays at 9:30 a.m. I made these little figure 8 infinity links with 18 gauge craft wire, and then linked together the small Midnight Blossom and Emerald Blossom crystals with 22 gauge craft wire. I have 1 strand with that. I have one for the inner strand. The outer strand, I'm using the Midnight Midnight Blossom in the large and the green blossom in the large with the same little infinity. So if you want to know how these are put together, you can watch the replay. It is on our YouTube and on our Facebook. And you can find it in the Spill the Beads playlist. And then I'm also doing one where I'm using the 2 sizes and the 2 colors on the onyx that I'm going to do so I can have a triple. And that's going to be in the middle. But what I want to really do is make my button pendants. Oh, that's awesome, Terry. I saw that your post. That was really cool for you to share. She made a bunch of them. It is such a fun project. So what I'm going to do is make a little connector piece with just 1 button on the one side and then 3 buttons on the other, and then put that together to move forward. That's my inspiration for this TGBE Fall Fest. I'm going to start out.
I love it. I see that your doggies, Rosalinda, were saying hi to my doggies.
I love it.
So fun.
I'm going to start out with the 18 gauge I'm just
Okay,
cutting
cool.
off a random piece.
Well, I'm going to pop over to my screen
Yes.
real fast and just show them the kit, and then we'll come back to you,
Oh,
Joyce.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, great. We have a lot to get through, and we've got 45 minutes to do it. So,
yeah, look at all that beautiful stuff you have on your.
I know. So I've got some fun. These are some fun design examples that we're going to make together from the kit. Here is the Black Brilliance design kit. We only have 18 of these left as of today when I went and checked right before our video. So you got to grab it quick. Once they're gone, they're gone. And this is what you will get. Oh, a totally different pendant in this one. So
yes,
all of them are going to have one of these awesome glass pendants. This was the one I got in my first package I opened. And then I'm seeing this one is like totally different. Like, so that's really fun. I can't wait to see what you guys all got. Be sure to share in the Softlex VIB studio what pendants you received, because so everyone's going to get something a little bit different. And I do have a giveaway happening, so I'm going to go put that on the banner on the below right now before I get too far along and forget. It is Fall Fest hashtag, and you're going to enter to win some bead mixes, and we'll give that away at the end of our show. So in this kit, you're going to get the Softlex Black Onyx 10-foot spool, which both Joyce and I are working with today. You're also going to get some Softlex craft wire, 22 gauge. This is in the non-tarnished silver plated. I think you're also using the non-tarnished silver, Joyce, but in a larger gauge. Is that right?
correct. I used the 22 for the beaded chain yesterday, but I'm going to use a little bit of the 22, but I'm using 18 today.
Awesome. Okay, good. So the 22 and the 18. So the 22 is in the kit. And then if you want to grab the 18, you can make the links that Joyce is making with them. And then you've got 3 strands of check glass beads in here. You've got a gorgeous metallic silver fire polish. And then you have one that's got a little bit of like a gold brassy kind of two-tone with the black. And then you have this small round that I used as a lovely spacer bead in my necklace. So that was a really great set of beads. I actually used these 2 in my first necklace here, and then I used this one in this bigger necklace with the pendant. These are so cute. I found these at the warehouse sale, these little drops. Are these pips, I think? I think they're little pips.
Yes, those are pips.
I kind of love pip beads. I think I like the little texture they give.
Yes, I love they are, and those ones are so pretty with that iridescent, like almost like peacock eyes on them.
Yeah, they kind of look, do you know what they look like? Like oil spill kind of things.
Oh, oil spill, that's a better one. Yeah.
Because of the different colors in there. So I use that in my black necklace here too. And then you get a little bag of findings, and you get some 20, I think you get 2x2 millimeter crimp tubes in the sterling silver. I don't remember the quantity, but usually it's around 20.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and open up this. In here, we get this gorgeous check glass button, which became my pendant in this necklace. And I'm going to put that down there. What does Nancy say? My husband's suggesting things we could watch together. And I'm like, no, I'm having beating people to watch. And you're watching on the big screen. I saw Nancy. I was like, the first thing I saw this morning when I checked out the VIB studio group, I was like, oh my gosh, my face is so big. Joyce and I.
Exactly. I loved it though.
It was great. So this comes with these sweet little spikes. There's one long one and 2 short ones. You also will get more of these with the free gift that's with all orders while supplies last at softflexcompany.com. So you can make yourself that bracelet to match your necklace, or you can make yourself, a pair of earrings and just use the one spike on your bracelet. lots of choices. And you've got a little lobster clasp and some ear wires to play with too. So, oh, and then I've got this bag of beads. I almost forgot. This sort of fell off to the side. Then you've got this bag of crystals, which I think this is from our friend Kay over at Stars Beads in Bedoria.
Mm-hmm.
So sparkly. I love this. So you've got one rectangle. You've got a bunch of these big rondelles that I used in this design here on the necklace. You've got a bunch of these gorgeous squares in 3 different sizes. So this is the largest size. Then there was a medium size. And then there was an itty bitty size. And then we also have 2 other black crystals in these 2 sizes. So a small and a little bit larger. So we're going to play with all of that, and we're going to make this necklace together. While I clean up my table, I guess we can go back to you, Joyce, and then we'll come back and I'll share this one first. And if we have time, I'll share the second one. Are you
I just want to
ready?
say I see all these beautiful people that are getting their hashtag Fall Fest in, because we are going to do that giveaway at the end. Thank you for joining that fun
Ooh,
giveaway.
we have 74 entries in there already.
Woo!
Wow.
Awesome.
So the tools I have here at my desk are my nylon jaw pliers, my magical crimping pliers, my flush cutters, and then I've got some bent nose, some chain nose, and some round nose. That's what I'll be playing with today. So I'm going to go ahead and pop it back over to you, Joyce, and get my table ready.
I am fiddling with my first little connector right here. What I did, I'm using the multi-step looper pliers that we have on our website, and I did a similar to my figure 8, and we kind of talked over this in Spill the Beads, so I decided to use that same kind of look that we did, but I did a small and then a large and then a medium size loop, and then use the 22 to just coil around the center one so that the button fits right in there. And then I'm going to connect, because my figure 8s are open, I'm going to just go ahead and connect them directly onto that bottom. And that's going to be my first set. And now I'm ready to do the one with the triple. I've been kind of trying to decide how I want them. If I want the 2 that are similar up at the top, or if I want them kind of, I think I've decided on this configuration. And I got to create a little section for that. So I'm taking my 18 gauge wire, and I'm cutting probably about a 9-inch piece, just so that I have plenty to work with. Just get it a little ready. And I'm going to do something very similar to this, using the large. So what's nice about that large loop, it just lets that shank of the button sit inside there. This does wiggle a little bit, and I could make it maybe in a smaller one, but I like that large look. I feel like it just also cradles the whole button itself. So that's the largest part on these. I'm going to start at the center of the wire, and I'm just going to bend it around, both of these around, so that they're crossing over to get that first circle. Now I'm going to slide those in, but then just do one around, slide it back. You just got to kind of like slide it back in and adjust your pliers just so they can get in the right spot. I got that made like a figure 8. Oh, I'm like in the wrong spot. There I am. And now I'm going to go over here. And wrap around. So I made 3 little spots for my 3 little buttons, but that's going to make them too close. So I'm going to have to adjust this a little bit. I didn't pay attention to how close I did them. So we're going to just adjust it. Are they going to fit? They're going to fit. I want them clustered. So that works. If I could spend the time and make them sit a little bit more spaced out, but I kind of like the idea of them being kind of clustered in a bundle like that. Who knew I was going to like that better? Sometimes you got to just try it out and see. Now, I do need a little loop at the bottom, and then I need something at the top. So I'm going to bring, I think I'll do it this way. We'll move it this way. See how that works.
Someone is asking Joyce, just by making that loop stop the button from flipping around?
Yes, these are going to keep them from flipping around. There's no way this one's not flipping around. It's going to stay just like that. It's a great way to make an earring out of them too, because you can dangle from down below, or just have a straight pendant. It is going to keep it from flipping. It would be a great way to make it into a bracelet, keeping it from flipping. It just cradles the button. Oh, look at all the comments. Apparently my thing didn't want to refresh. Woo, I love it. Thank you.
Now you're seeing everybody. Yeah,
I'm seeing everybody. I was like, oh, okay, it's a little quiet now. No, I just wasn't catching up.
We've got just about 200 of you watching us. So thank you for being here. That is so wonderful.
Awesome. Okay, last, I'm going to make a medium-sized loop. This loop is going to be for the hanging of the neck, the bottom swag necklace part, and then I'm going to make one up here at the top. They don't have to be perfect because we're covering it. So if yours doesn't come out perfect, that's okay. We're covering it with pretty buttons. You can wrap these ends, but it is 18 gauge, and I have confidence in 18 gauge of keeping itself together, especially because we are going to be attaching the buttons with 22 gauge wire. And then I'm just going to flatten these. You can hammer this and flatten it down if you want, but I just like to use my chino pliers just to squeeze it down and make it kind of flattened in the plane, not necessarily like hammered flattened.
Thank you for reminding everyone, Kelly, to please like and heart, subscribe, and share the stream. It's always really helpful for us small businesses to get in front of more people and share some of our creative inspiration.
All right.
Appreciate you.
And then I'm going to do what I did onto this, like I did here, where I started the 22 gauge wire and coiled it around one side, threaded through the button, and then coiled it on the other. And I'm going to do that for all 3 of these. That's something I could probably do.
And I'll come back to you?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, great.
If you want to show what you're doing.
Perfect. All right. We'll pop back over to my beading table here, and we're going to work on this pendant together.
Oh, nice. I love how you use that button. It's so
Thanks.
Pretty.
And I did end up using the looping plier too, because I love that looping plier. So when you said I'm going to use the looping plier, I'm like, oh, actually, I did also. So I went and grabbed my 3-step looping plier, which you can find at softflexcompany.com. I have put all the beads into my little palette here that I will be using for this design. Just so these are all from the kit, all from the Black Brilliance Kit. And so if you look here, I'm going to show you, this is the back of the button pendant. We're going to make a big eye loop, like an eye pin, and that's what we'll hang our little charms from. And we're going to go through the button shank. We're going to come back around the button shank to kind of really kind of stabilize it in there. And then we'll come back up and make a little loop that will string through our necklace design. So I've got some wire I cut here. I'm using the Softflex 22 gauge that came in the kit. You can still get them while supplies last. And I'm going to grab a hold of my wire looping plier. I didn't use the biggest mandrel. I used the next one. So I'm going to go ahead and place my wire in here. And I want to make an eye pin. So I'm just leaving myself probably about 2 inches. I think the entire strand I cut was about 5 inches. And I'm just going to wrap it around that loop, just like so. And then I'll grab a hold of my chain nose pliers, grab that loop, and I'm going to bend this wire so it's coming out straight. And then I will take this one and bend it around to make myself a little wrap there. So you can go just 1 or 2 or 3 times, whatever feels good to you. And then go ahead and trim that off. And you know what I was using yesterday was my crimping tool. I liked that tip you showed, Joyce.
Oh, yes. I love doing it.
I've never done that. Yeah, I've never done that before, where she showed that on your regular crimping pliers, there's a rounder in the front, and then just using that to kind of tuck the wire in. And Joyce showed that on her Spill the Beads video yesterday, which you can find on the Softflex Company YouTube channel. I thought that was so fun. So what a cool new tip I learned from you. Thank you.
And this is why I love these virtual videos that we do. You know, brings so many people together that we wouldn't get to find these like little new tricks and tips from each other, because there's stuff I learned from you too.
Right?
I love it.
I know. I was like, I need to do that right now so that I remember, because it's like muscle memory once you actually do it, you know? So now that I've got my eye pin in here, and this is going to be where I add my little dangles, I'm going to take my wire, I put it through the button shank, I'm going to fold it down and go back up. And hopefully I can go, I did it the first time, so hopefully I can do it again. Let's see, there we go. Go ahead and just moved my wire wrapping out of the way a little bit. And then I'm going to pull this through with my pliers. And what that will do is just, I felt like it just helped to stabilize it a little bit more. So that's wrapped around there. And because these do like to flip, I've been wearing my necklace since yesterday and it hasn't been flipping. So I think that helps. So I went around the shank, back up, and now I'm going to create my loop that I will string through my stringing here. So go ahead and bend that 90 degrees towards me. I used my looping plier again, or you can grab your round nose plier, and then you're going to go up, and you just got to kind of move that wire away from your button a little bit. And now I do want it in this direction, but I found that I ended up kind of twisting it first, just so that I can get this wire to wrap around a little more easily. So I twisted the loop that way, and then I kind of twisted it back because I want my loop to be going in this direction to string my beading wire. And then trim off my tail. let's go try that again with the crimper. How cool is this? I know that tucking in wires is a lot of people have issue with that. And so that's kind of a really fun new thing to try. Oh, that sounds cool.
I know. I love repurposing jewelry, and this was the one I was
trying to grab. Mama says she used the crimping. I know sometimes they move too quick. She used the crimping tool for that too. She doesn't remember who she first saw doing it, but it's been a game changer for getting that wire tucked in. Yeah, super cool idea. Especially because I don't use my regular crimper that much at all anymore because I'm a magical crimper lover. It gives that tool some new life.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I don't mind a tool that it has like a one purpose, but I always like finding new purposes for things, different ways to use things.
So I'm just going to make one dangle so I can show you all how I do one of these little dangles on here, and then we can switch back to you, Joyce, and give you a little time again with what you're working on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm starting by just making a little eye pin again. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I want to add my charm. Hello. Okay. Scratch that. So I'm going to go down, make myself a nice little bend. Then I'm going to create my loop, but I'm not going to close it. Use my tool to open that loop back up, and then I'm going to grab one of my spikes. This is my largest spike, so this one's going to go in the center. Close that loop up again, and then I like to, you could do a simple loop here too, but I do tend to like to wrap it at least once just to make it nice and secure. So I've got my little.
Welcome, Alan. We love a giveaway here at Soft Flex Company.
Yeah, we do. Use that hashtag Fall Fest to enter. You must be here live for the giveaway at the end. We will call your name. Okay, so then we'll just string a couple of beads. I've got that flat black bead, one of the medium-sized squares, then one of these smaller flat beads. These were cute, these little flatter beads. Took me a second to figure out where the hole was on them because I was trying to do them the other way.
Yeah, they do trick you a little bit there.
And now I will go ahead and again create myself a loop, but I'm not gonna wrap it yet because I want to add it to. Oh, I made it a little too far from my beads, which is why my nylon jaw pliers will help me straighten that out. And do that again. Okay, make sure my beads are all the way down. Then make my turn. Go up and around. And then I can open this up and slide it onto this big loop here that I created at the bottom of my button. Close that and then hold on to that loop. And then I can wrap it around a few times. And I will do that 2 more times to add my other dangles on either side.
So pretty.
Dangle number 1, and then 2 smaller ones, which just has 1 little bead and one of the tiny squares. The little spike, the little black bead, tiny square on either side. So I'll go ahead and switch back to you, Joyce.
Okay.
And we'll see what you're up to.
Well, I started restringing because I, of course, forgot to crimp this onto my ends and didn't realize it. But I did get my little piece done, my little cluster. So I just randomly coiled those on. Did not make it look super pretty. You can make it prettier if you want, but for me, I want to wear it. And I noticed I put them on a little bit different than I planned, but I love the cluster still. Someone was commenting that they didn't see how I did this and they wanted to know how I did that. So I thought I might show how to do it with this is my only other button, which is the button that she's using. That is at my disposal right now. So I'm going to quickly do one of those. I also saw a question about what do you do with the ends. So the leftover clippings, and I'm going to show a little quick thing about that too, because I think it's important to know. So make the little part that I did like this. I started with it around the second largest, and I just curled it around. You can curl it towards you, curl it away from you, either way. Then I went to the largest, and I just, you want to make sure that the loop is facing the second largest so that you can curl it in the opposite direction and then kind of twist it around the pliers so you can roll it all the way around until you make it to the bottom, so that you have it's basically 1.5, like there's 2 there and 1 there, and then switch over to a medium size. So I'm just holding onto it. Sometimes you have to put your pliers in both loops to grasp it. And there it is. So that's how I made that little figure 8, because I did it off camera and only talked about it. You can find the original ones when we did it yesterday also. So if you want it a little bit more in depth, I think I go a little bit slower on there, but that just kind of gives you your piece. And then that 22 gauge, all you have to do is start wrapping it around. And if you find 22 to be a little hard, I use that because that's what I have in my bead chain. And that's what's in the Black Brilliance kit. But 24 or 26 gauge would work for this part of the technique too, which, since they're thinner, they're a little bit easier to manipulate. And you may find you like that a little bit easier. A little more. And then just thread that on, center it into your piece, and then wrap on the opposite side. As far as the scraps, I thought that was a great little question there. And I usually when I coiled this around, I usually wrap about 2-3 times just to secure it. And then cut that off, that extra off. And I like to press that down and kind of twist that tail with the pliers, using the chinos pliers for this. You can even use that rounder part sometimes if it can get into it, and just kind of twist it in the direction that the wire's wrapped, and usually you can get it right up against there so much easier.
You have a question. Kelly's asking, can you use 22 gauge to make the links?
I wouldn't do the 22 gauge to make the figure. You can do a figure 8 with the 22 gauge, but it's going to be a little softer. So if it's something that's going to get a little bit more tool, you might find that they open. So a lot of times I do things that I wrap. I 20 is usually my thinnest that I'll do for something like this. With the 18, I like it for these bigger loops. It'll hold its shape better. 20 kind of works. And because you're using other wires to brace the stuff, sometimes that stabilizes it. The 22 just kind of, unfortunately, is a little too thin that it doesn't hold its shape all the time. Yeah.
I saw someone mention about the crimpers, about quality testing them and having a crimp in there. I think we do that, don't we, Joyce?
Our magical crimpers have that.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about. And I was like, I think we actually do that, where we test out the tool and make sure it makes a good crimp. So yeah, if you're buying from us, then we should have quality tested your crimping tool before it was sent out. And I feel like the little crimp is usually put in the package sometimes. I don't know if it always is.
Yes, it should be in there. I mean, sometimes they wiggle out of the packaging. But
right, because they're really tiny. That makes sense. That makes sense. But there have been, it does happen from time to time that it could be a manufacturing issue if you just really can't get it to ever do a crimp. I suggest trying with the copper crimps because our Softflex company copper crimps are a little bit thicker in the wall and they just sort of grab onto that the tool just kind of grabs onto them a little bit tighter. So I feel like it's a good practice one.
It definitely is a great practice.
Yeah, if you're struggling with it, like try grabbing the copper crimps and see if you can get the tool to work with those first and then move to like the softer metal of the sterling and the gold filled. That would be my suggestion, only because I feel like it makes like a tighter grip when I use the copper.
Yeah. And then the other thing is stick not just 2 pieces of the wire, but an extra little third piece helps. So that learning that trick from you and Sarah really was it was a game changer for me. I actually then liked using the magical crimper, whereas before I was like, eh. And now I'm like, oh, I like it.
Yes, because if you add that third little scrap piece of wire in there, you're giving it more to kind of grab onto. And then once you get comfortable with that, you could probably go back down to 2. Okay, but it is kind of a nice way to get more comfortable with the tool.
Yeah. So what I did while we were talking about crimps, I made a little spiral. So that's what I do with some of my leftover scraps of wire is I make little tiny dangles, like little spirals or little bends. And it just uses like, sometimes you only have like 1.5 inches left or 1 inch left. And you can make just little tiny itty bitty dangles that you can hang at the bottom of an earring or a pendant and that's a great way to use those little scraps. Like I could do that with all of like even that small size there.
Very, very cute. So let me go ahead and we've just got 15 minutes left. So I want to just share our sale one more time. So we've got, if you guys haven't seen it yet, if you're just joining us, we've got 15% off of $39 or more over at softflexcompany.com. Use that coupon code TGBE15. You can grab the Black Brilliance Kit that I'm using. You can grab the new products like those new crystals and those new buttons that Joyce is using. You can also grab our Thanks a Latte Kit, which will be opening up at the end of this month. And if you didn't know, our Thanks a Latte Kit, we have some golden tickets in there. We've got some little gift certificates for lattes. So we just kind of threw them in randomly. I don't know if who's got them or but they're there. And we've got a few more of those kits left with the possibility of getting a golden ticket with it. Then we also have a free bracelet kit we're giving with all orders while supplies last through this weekend. And I should mention too that we have a cool Great Bead Extravaganza prize package happening that's in the group. You can find it, you can enter the giveaway at thegreatbeadextravaganza.com. You'll see the schedule for the weekend. Just scroll underneath that, and then you'll see the entry form. We're giving away 10 prizes, 10 lucky winners. Each person is going to receive a $50 prize package. You're going to be paired up with one of the 10 presenters. So we've got a value of $500 total that we're giving away. So go ahead and check that out, sign up, and maybe you'll be one of our lucky winners this time. Has anyone here won the golden ticket? I'm curious if anyone here has won a golden ticket that's watching so far. I know, Terry, more winners than ever. Let me check out my notes and see if there's anything else I've got to share. Let's see. We have some really fun check glass turbines and bicones that we added last week too, or 2 weeks ago, I think, that are perfect for fall. I haven't even played with them yet.
I know, they're so gorgeous, those turbines. I saw somebody even using, there was a great, that black and green.
Oh, the big chunky ones. Yes, I saw that in the VIP studio.
I just saw somebody use that. I'm like, yes, it was so gorgeous. I love it.
It was really gorgeous with the wicked beads, and then those big black and green beads were really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing over there, Joyce? Are you attaching your necklace to the buttons now?
I am attaching. So I attached the figure eights at the end to the bottom of my, and this is just the beaded chain here. And then I'm going to attach this one. I need to crimp that on to a figure eight so I can attach it. I want to attach it the same way. I could just crimp it directly onto that, but I think it would be great to have it on a figure eight also. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here, just because it just opens sideways like a little jump ring, and I can just open it up and then close it back, and then close on that side. And we're just going to do hook. I mean, even with just the 2 strands, I'm already loving. Makes me wonder if I want to do a 3rd strand in the center. Maybe I just want these to go up on the sides.
Yeah, the 2 strands is really pretty.
Can't fit it under my camera now. Yeah, I mean, it just hangs so pretty. Oh, maybe that's what I do. Maybe that I crimp this too, and this is going to be the rest of my necklace.
Nice. I like that idea.
Oh, Tammy, I'm glad you have some ideas to do. We collect buttons here all the time too, so it's always fun to get new ideas used with those buttons. I have my crimper out for my rounder to do for my link, so I'm going to just use my regular crimper to attach this.
That is a very good point, Wendy. We do keep these videos, so you can watch the replay. You've got 30 days to watch it on Facebook, because after 30 days, Facebook will no longer keep the video. And then if you pop over to our YouTube channel, either the Great Bead Extravaganza YouTube or Softlex Company YouTube, this video will live there for almost indefinitely, for a really long time. For as long as we decide to keep it there.
Yeah. There's no reason to take it off because they're such fun projects. Even when, like, even if you didn't have a, 2 years from now to come back and just like look at what you have in your stash and go, oh, I can make that with what I have in my stash. All right. Yep. That's what I'm going to do. That's going to be I'm going to just get a clasp out.
Did you string those beads onto the black onyx?
Yeah, I did. On the black onyx, I just strung the same beads that I'm using in the crystal part here. I did add a silver seed bead in between because I wanted to bring that silver into it. And I'm going to use, I decided I want to use the button from the kit as my closure, even though it's like so spectacular and I want it in the front. It's also going to be a very spectacular closure. So I'm going to just crimp that directly on. I took it off of my little sample. I was going to use the lobster and then I realized, oh wait, I have the button and I have buttons. Right. You've got to have a button clasp for the back if I'm going to have buttons in the front.
Lori is asking, what wire would I order that you're using? So Lori, right now Joyce is using the Black Onyx Softlex beading wire for the crimping and the stringing. And then she used the Softlex craft wire in 22 gauge and 18 gauge in non-tarnish silver plated.
Yep.
And I'm also using the Black Onyx beading wire, and I'm using the 22 gauge craft wire silver plated that was included in the Black Brilliance Kit. So we've only got about 5 more minutes. Can I pop back over, Joyce?
Oh, yes, you should. I thought I was waiting for you to do that.
Well, I didn't. It seemed like I wanted you to like complete your project a little bit. So I was waiting so you could see what you've got going on there. I do see you have a button. So you did add another button, I guess.
Yes, this is the button from the Black Brilliance Kit. And I decided to use that as the clasp.
And how are you're gonna add a little more wire to that side?
I need it to go a little bit longer. So I'm gonna make a little section right here with the stringing.
And bead it and then wrap it around.
Bead it and just make a loop on this side that will go right through.
Awesome. I love it.
I think I need about that much for it to be.
All right. I've just been stringing over here. So nothing too fancy. I'm just using all of those beads in the Black Brilliance Kit. And
That's what makes it fancy is
all the pretty beads. All these pretty beads, just a simple stringing. I have those little pips in there to add some fun texture. And this is all of those small little black beads, some of those little crystals, and then the silver fire polish. We've got those pip beads and then a couple of those medium squares in there. So now I'm at the point where I'm like at the halfway and I'm beading right from my spool. So at this point, I didn't end up adding any more dangles here, but I'll have 2 more dangles that I'll add. And you're just going to string right through that loop you made at the top of your button. And that is what is going to allow it to kind of hang as your pendant right there. And then we'll go ahead and string up on the other side. I know the pit beads are so cute. I love these little black beads, but man, can I not find the hole on them. They were definitely hard for me to see.
Yeah, those 3mm beads are so tiny, but they're so makes the piece so lovely.
So cute. And then these, like I said, originally when I saw these, I thought the hole went that way, but they actually go this way, which I think is so lovely because it makes like sort of a little squished, like a squished rondelle. And if you haven't entered yet, you'll see we have a giveaway we're doing that we're going to choose someone in just a few moments. We've got that going on. So one of the things that I noticed as I was doing this is a lot of times with Kay, when she sends us one of these crystal mixes, it's like a scoop, I think. So I don't know that I had the exact same number.
Oh, no, this one was like, this one we actually did in-house with leftover. Yes. We did this
I said that in the beginning. I thought I didn't realize that this was.
I didn't. Yeah, I just realized. Oh, wait a second. That's because there were some stuff that we did get from Kay, but it wasn't a mix from Kay. It was
product
from Kay that we decided to
mix up ourselves
with some pieces. I think we even added a check rondelle in there, if I remember.
Awesome. Right. Well, maybe they do. I'm trying to see. I was.
So there should be the same beads in each one. Yeah.
Okay. So here I am adding those little pips, and I just put those pips. I strung them right next to each other. I didn't put any spacers in them because I like when they kind of cluster up and make that little texture that they love to do. Whereas if you wanted to space them out, you could, but then they would kind of fan out a little bit more. They wouldn't kind of cluster like that. I mean, look at how cute these are.
So cute.
So cute. So I'm just going to continue stringing up. I didn't have a chance to show you my other design, but I will be live on Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So I think I will finish. I will share on that video. So basically I'm just going to string back up until I have the same pattern on the other side. I did grab some chain from my stash and just made myself a little extender because I liked this necklace short, but I know me and I always like to make my necklaces a little bit longer too. So I added a little 2-inch extender chain on the back so that I can adjust how I wear it depending on what I've got on. And I had just enough beads left over to make a sweet little earring with one of those cubes, one of the silver fire polish, and one of those teeny tiny green beads. So you can make yourself a sweet little earring to match. And then you pretty much have used up like a whole bunch of like all of those types of beads in that design. This was my second idea where I take those big rondelles that we've got in the kit and I made them into little connectors.
Ooh, I like that.
Thanks. And then I used the fire polish beads with the little bit of that brass on there. I thought that color worked really well with the green pendant that I had got. So you'd probably have to change the plan a little bit because this kind of scoops through this way on this pendant. But you would have to go through this way on this one. I probably would make like a jump ring or something first.
Yeah, I was going to say a jump ring or use the figure 8 look.
Or use the figure 8.
Yeah, and then you can just string it through the top loop.
Kind of going through in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll play with this. We'll play with this idea on Monday, and I'll show you how I did this here, and then I'll also see how I could adapt it for a different kind of pendant, since this one's slightly different. So everyone gets a different pendant in that Black Brilliance kit. I'm curious to see which ones you received. I don't know if this was on purpose or not, but I got the green one, which was great.
That was not on purpose, but that was perfect for you.
It was perfect for me. Exactly. All right. So our hour is just about up. I'm going to go ahead and pull up our giveaway.
Yes.
And kind of pop us back.
While you're pulling that up, I changed my mind. It was too short. And so I'm just going to double what I did on the one side on the other to make the long. I like a long necklace. So I'm going to end up making the same section and just do it on this other side. Somebody suggested and then on the loop that I make, I'm going to probably use those same seed beads that I have just to kind of bring that seed bead back in on there.
Love that. And then you'll have that as the clasp in the back of your necklace.
Yeah.
Cool. Great idea.
Which if you already used yours in your Black Brilliance, just grab an extra button from our from one of the others. We have a lot of those 4 buttons are so pretty. I wouldn't mind getting a couple of extra of those myself.
Right. All right, so let's share.
Who's our winner?
Our giveaway. We have 170 entries. Holy moly!
Oh, that's so awesome!
We were so busy. So amazing. I didn't even realize we had the over 200 people get out here with us.
Hooray. Thank you for joining us today. That's so exciting.
Okay, you must be here to win. So if I call your name and you see your name, please let us know. We're going to give away, let me see what it was. I think it was Wicked kits that we're going to give away. Wicked bead mixes.
Oh, yeah, the bead mixes. That makes sense.
Yeah, so we've got a pink and green bead mix that we put together for our Wicked kit, and we're going to give that away today. So let's go ahead and draw our name. We got 3 more people that snuck in there.
Good job.
Yay. Let's see. We've got Beverly. Beverly, are you here? Let us know in the comments. I know. Well, I'm in black and white in flowers, but it's very floral, like Joyce's background.
Like my background. Yeah. We coordinate.
Beverly is here. Hooray, hooray. Congrats. Please email us at info@softflexcompany, all spelled out.com, and let us know your shipping address. And we will get that prize out to you. Woohoo! So excited. We love to give stuff away. We actually do giveaways on pretty much every one of our videos. So let me tell you a little bit about where you can find us and when. Let me grab, I know we've got this beautiful thing right here where you can find us at softflexcompany.com. You can follow us on Facebook and join the Softflex VIB studio. You can find us on Instagram at Softflex Company. You can find us on YouTube at Softflex Company. We're also on Pinterest and all of these other places too. But really, those are the main spots that we hang out. We do videos on Mondays with me at 1 p.m. Pacific time, on Wednesdays with Sarah, and usually there's a beading guest at 1 p.m. Pacific time. We have a live sale every Thursday. We actually have one going on right now that I don't know that I even linked to, but that is through that you can shop in through Monday. You can download the Softflex Company app to shop that, or you can go to our live sale website, which I'll link in the comments right now, so you can check a look at that current sale, or you can shop with us on Facebook. and we're live on Thursdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time. The live sale is always different, always unique. It's got lots of limited quantity items, things that we don't put online for the most part. So come check that out and shop with us on Thursdays. And then Joyce is live with a beading show on Fridays, not every Friday, but she tries to do every other Friday.
Yeah.
At 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, you can find her. So we are quite busy on the interwebs. Be sure to join our YouTube channel, subscribe over there, and join our newsletter so you can hear about all of our sales happening each week and new products. And we always have links to the videos that we will be at as well. Okay. Did we do it?
We did it. We did a great job with this hour, I think. I had so much fun beading with you and
so
everyone in the background. And we definitely got the Black Brilliance sparkly awesomeness going on.
Yeah, we sure do. Oh, thanks, Terry. Terry says the live sale is an absolute buffet of all things beady. It totally is. It's so much fun. So yeah, we hope to see you soon. I will be back on Monday with a free spirit beading video, and I'm hoping to. I'll just kind of probably pick up where I left off here, finish off this design, and show you how I did this one. So tune in to that. Who's after us? Our friend Nile, I think, is after us. Let me go grab this.
Oh, I can't. He has such a beautiful collection of for this fall fest. I can't wait to see what he makes.
He always has a really beautiful collection. Nile has a really discerning eye and very good at putting color palettes together. So he will have a fabulous presentation for you coming up in just about 20 minutes. He'll be the last presentation for today. If you missed anybody, you had Jill McKay before us, Kate Richburg before that, and Candy Cooper kicked it off. You can always catch the replays over in the Facebook group. And then we'll start again tomorrow morning. Candy Cooper will be on at 7:30 a.m. Pacific time for a welcome message. And then we will kick it off with Abby Berta of the Bead Place at 8:30. And then they're live all day tomorrow up through the last presentation is at 4 p.m. Pacific time, and that'll be that TGBE holiday gift guide that we are so excited to talk about. Like yesterday, we're curious to see how that
goes. Yes. The hints of what might come for that is I can't wait to hear. I can't wait to see.
He does have good hair. He has really good hair, Nancy. I
love it.
All right, we have to go. We are over our limit here.
We are over our time. Thank you for joining us.
Bye, everybody. It's been so much fun. We'll see you all real soon. Happy TGBE weekend.